Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News. The news is live from our studio at Adabraka in Accra. I am Inosafo. Coming up, Ministry of Education rolls out parent-teacher associations nationwide following the submission of final policy guidelines by the National Curriculum Review Committee.
There is now an established norm of guidelines to facilitate and support the work of PTAs. So they are truly back.
Meanwhile, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu has assured of the government's commitment to ensuring transparency in the computerized school placement system. Also coming up, Cybersecurity Authority warns high school graduates against indecent social media comments. Still ahead, Hallmark Cafe, one of the supporting sponsors of the biggest corporate sporting event, the City Business Olympics, promises patrons healthy meals as we count down to the event scheduled for this Saturday.
There'll be breakfast, there'll be lunch, there'll be snacks,
everything.
There'll be desserts.
For the whole day.
Yes. So we are actually sponsoring this event.
I know.
Yes.
You are one of our key sponsors.
Yes.
So you'll be there to feed the whole country.
Yes. The whole participants.
This bulletin is also live across our partner stations in the Upper West region. We're live on Tupani Radio 88.5 in Nadoli, Jurapa 96.1 FM in Jurapa. In the Upper East region, we're on Rekas 92.1 FM in Bongo Namo. In the Northern region, we're live on North Star Radio 92.1 in Tamale. In the Northeast region, we're live on Nobia FM 98.1 in Nalarugu. In the Western region, Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM, both in Takrady. In the Ashanti region, we're live on Focus 94.3 FM on the KNUST campus in Kumasi and Orange 107.9 FM also in Kumasi. In the Volta region, we're live on Sela Radio 97.1 FM in Dabala, Holy FM 98.5 in Aplao, and in the Savannah region, we're live on Kasha 99.5 FM in Damongo. In the Buno region, we're live on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyang. Across the globe, we're live on citynewsroom.com.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Thanks for choosing us. Let's settle for the details of our stories. The Ministry of Education has announced guidelines to guide the activities of parent-teacher associations across schools nationwide. The announcement was made during the submission of the final policy guidelines on operationalizing PTAs presented by the National Curriculum Review Committee. Education Minister Haruna Idrisu urged the associations to work closely with teachers to enhance learning outcomes.
There is now an established norm of guidelines to facilitate and support the work of PTAs. So they are truly back. And for those of you who are familiar with socialization, you will come to accept that socialization is a shared responsibility, and particularly for young learners, a shared responsibility of parents and teachers. The child spends arguably some time at home, but spends significant hours in school. And therefore, the responsibility is placed on both the parent and the teacher. So, Ghanaian concept of socialization in every social group in Ghana is one that is to be shared, where parents support teachers and teachers support parents. For us, PTAs are to support, improve learning outcomes.
That was the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu. Chairman of the Committee on the Guidelines, Kofi Asari, encouraged PTAs to actively participate in school-level decision-making. He further called on the Ghana Education Service to ensure the full implementation of the guidelines.
This guideline seeks to depart from the tradition of PTAs being seen as contributors of funds to the school. That is not the key role of PTAs. PTA's key role must first be their involvement in decisions and their implementation leading to improvement in learning and learning outcomes. That is the core mandate of PTAs. Because parents want to see their children graduate from basic secondary school with improved learning outcomes. And so the scope of the PTA's involvement in school development has been much more tilted towards their participation in learning and learning improvement, decision making and implementation, than always assuming that PTs are only necessary when it comes to fundraising. So put all together, I think that the onus lies on the GES, the Ghana TV Service, their respective agencies to play key roles in ensuring that the guideline is implemented to the letter.
That was the chairman of the National Curriculum Review Committee, Kofi Asari. Meanwhile, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu has assured the government's commitment to ensuring transparency in the computerized school placement system. He urged students with placement challenges to visit designated resolution centers for assistance, cautioning that attempts to manipulate the system through dubious means will not be tolerated. Addressing the media, the minister further pledged that all genuine concerns will be addressed while assuring of ongoing efforts to improve infrastructure in various senior high schools across the country.
Placement of persons who pass in the BEC exams is ongoing. The Director General sitting here have no access. I have no access. Deputy Minister have no access. No Deputy Director General have access. In order to guarantee the meritorious application of it. But sometimes there are other persons who may want to abuse it, and we'll deal with them as and when we find culprits. For instance, I would not accept a student with aggregate 37 going into a category A school. What would be your justification for that? If you hear that a student with aggregate 35 or 37 is placed in a category A school, does he belong there meritoriously? That is questionable. To all this, it just says that government needs to invest more to expand infrastructure.
That was the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu. Speaking about the computerized school placement system, let's go to the Nat Hall, where my colleague Samuel Akom is there for us. Sami, thanks for joining us. What's the situation at the Nat Hall? Any peculiar issues today?
Thank you, Eno. It's yet another day here at the Nat Hall Resolution Center for the Greater Accra region. Today, the peculiar thing that has happened was that when we got here, we went in there to observe how the process has been, and an official from the Resolution Center made an announcement indicating that at this point, they cannot do change of schools. People were given the opportunity during the process, the selection of schools, to choose 7 schools. And so if the system has placed you in any of those 7 schools and you are here, that cannot be changed for you. They are only dealing with people with peculiar issues. And so right after that announcement, lots of parents left the hall, indicating that majority of them came to the room with that particular problem. And so I spoke to some parents who said, okay, if that is what they are saying, then they have no option than to go to the schools where they have been placed. A few moments ago, the Deputy National Coordinator for the Free Senior High School Secretariat, who is superintending the entire exercise here at the Resolution Center, Dr. Belinda Glover, expressed, frustration over the situation, indicating that those coming here for change of school are making it so difficult for them to even address genuine concern, because the numbers coming in, 95% of them are seeking change of school. And so she used a medium to advise parents that if your ward has been placed in a school and there is no particular challenge, but you just want to change from C to A, that cannot be done. And so parents should be advised. So I think that is what has been quite different today here at the Natal.
So, Sami, what options are available for such parents who want to change their ward schools?
Okay, so they explain, the officials here have explained that in cases where, for instance, you live in Accra and then you did the registration and everything in Accra, and so you chose schools around you in Accra, and then few moments or few months later, you moved to Accra, Kumasi, as at the time the placement came. So as you've changed your location, in such instances, they can try and then help with that situation. But if the school is quite close to you, you are in Accra, and you just want to change because of the category from, let's say, C to A or B to A, they cannot help. And so if you ask, according to the officials here, if you've been placed in the schools you chose out of the 7, nothing can be done. You just have to go to the school, register, and then put in your best to come out with flying colors.
All right, Samuel, many thanks for that update. Samuel Akom is my colleague who is at the Nat Hall Resolution Center. Now, the Cybersecurity Authority is cautioning high school graduates against posting indecent or irresponsible content on social media. In a statement today, the authority said it has observed troubling posts from some graduates, including threats and comments about snatching people's spouses, which have raised public concern. The CSA noted that while social media is a powerful tool for expression and networking, it comes with responsibilities and long-term consequences. It warned that inappropriate posts could harm academic and career prospects and may also expose individuals to cyberbullying, harassment, or breaches of Ghana's cybercrime laws. The authority is urging graduates to be cautious, remain decent, and use social media positively to showcase creativity, build networks, and access opportunities. Away from that, Ghana has joined 17 other countries to endorse a national energy compact aimed at expanding electricity access as part of efforts to connect 300 million people in Africa to power by 2030. The initiative, known as Mission 300, Energizing Africa, brings together private sector leaders, heads of state and development partners to pursue reliable, affordable and sustainable energy to create jobs and drive economic growth. President John Mahama endorsed the compacts on the sidelines of the ongoing UN General Assembly in New York, where Citi News' Umar Sanda Amadu spoke to Energy Minister John Abdullahi Janapo on what Ghana stands to gain from the initiative.
The World Bank and the African Development Bank are pooling resources together. Don't forget that about 300 million people are supposed to be connected. From day one, about 600 million Africans do not have access to electricity. And so they are seeking to have it by 2030. And Ghana, being a pioneer when it comes to electricity access, we are almost achieving about 90%. So this presents us with a unique opportunity. And today we are among the 12 cohorts who have been admitted to participate in this ambitious program. We cannot be left behind. It's a program that seeks to mobilize capital, mobilize resources, and also bring private sector participants on the table. And so being in the Committee of League of Nations, it's only important that as sector minister, I lead that charge to ensure that we attract as much investments as we can. And as you can see, out of all the countries that came, 3 countries were given the platform, and Ghana was one. So it tells you that we are really punching above our weight, and given what we are doing, we stand to benefit from this program. For funding is the main key issue.
And where would that come from?
It will come from the World Bank, it will come from the African Development Bank, it will come from private capital that they are mobilizing. It also makes funding cheaper. If you were to do it alone as a country, sometimes the risk and the premium is so high. But if it is done in collaboration with these multilaterals, you get better terms, longer term periods, the conditions are softer, and it enables us.
You heard Energy Minister John Abdullahi Janapo speaking on the sidelines of the ongoing UN General Assembly in New York in an interview with Citi News' Umar Sanda Amadu. Meanwhile, President John Dramani Mahama is expected to address the UN General later this afternoon. You're still listening to the City Prime News with me, Inusafu. Still to come, Hallmark Cafe, one of the supporting sponsors of the biggest corporate sporting event, the City Business Olympics, promises patrons healthy meals as we count down to the event scheduled for this Saturday. Stay with us.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Luck is everywhere for everyone. Yeah.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to the luckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back to the City Prime News. Let's do more stories. The New Patriotic Party has warned that it will sanction any member who flouts its regulations. This comes after several petitions to the party's National Council calling for the suspension of Deputy Communications Officer Ernest Osubempa over alleged misconduct. Deputy General Secretary Haruna Mohammed told City News the council will meet in the coming days to decide on the petitions. He stressed that the party will not tolerate indiscipline or disrespect from its members.
Anybody that goes against the decisions of the party, the position of the party, if the party is going right and you are going left, it's a decision of the party, which is stated in the party's constitution to uphold and defend the decisions of the party at any time. Whether you are in agreement with the decision of the party or not, the party's decision remains the party's decision. If you so wish that you cannot stand with the party's decision, you can as well write to the party and tell them that you don't believe in the ideology of the party and you want to go. But if you go against the decision of the party, the position of the party will stop saying, we're not going to leave anybody to take any decision at all at this point in time.
Deputy General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Haruna Mohammed. Let's still stay with the party because New Patriotic Party flag bearer aspirants and former Education Minister Dr. Yao Osei Aduchum has pledged to make education the cornerstone of his leadership if elected as flag bearer and eventually as president in 2028. Launching his campaign in Adansia Square in the Ashanti region, Dr. Aduchum said education is the most effective tool for transforming Ghana and driving long-term growth and development. He stressed that investing in quality and accessible education will empower the youth and position Ghana to compete on the global stage.
Singapore, omunya yenya fa ahudi omusunya ebie no na ye sika pudu a ye wono na Singapore fo ni bi.
The Singaporean government chose to invest heavily in building its human capital, and as a result, the country has surpassed us in development. Catching up with them will not be easy. Just as Kwame Nkrumah established factories here, so did they. Yet, theirs have outpaced ours. The same is true of South Korea. Are they inherently more knowledgeable than us? The answer lies in education. It remains the only path forward.
Wɔn sɛ sɛ mfidie akɛseɛ wɔ wiase nyinaa hɔ na ɛhyehyɛ no na sɛ mempredua nyame nyansam de ma wɔn no ɛkyɛn yɛ de ana dabi President Nkrumah ɛbrɛ a osi factories no sɛ nkɔma obiara kɔ secondary school free ɛna dodoɔ na anya akwan kɔ soro kɔyɛ engineers a kɛ Ghana sɛ na tie.
New Patriotic Party flag bearer aspirants and former Education Minister Dr. Yao Osei Aduchum. Spokesperson for Kennedy Japan's campaign team, Kwesi Kwarteng, says the team is not disturbed by reports that 15 NPP MPs in the eastern region have endorsed Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. He told Citi News that their focus is on securing support from the grassroots and polling stations rather than relying on parliamentary endorsements.
I don't think there is any cause for alarm. We wish them the best. But for us, our campaign is more focused and centered on the polling station executives. If we go to the eastern region alone, there are more than 18,000 polling station executives. And of course, I mean, each of them has an equal and a single vote. And we believe that it is more important to focus on them than to focus on some few individuals, whether 15 or any number. But I mean, it was clear. If you look at the picture, the number itself was not even up to the 15. They were numbering about 9. We don't believe in political showmanship or cosmetic showmanship, or what we may call political astroturfing.
Kwesi Kwarteng is the spokesperson for the NPP flag bearer aspirant Kennedy Japan. The Ghana Grid Company is raising alarm over the impact of illegal mining activities on their transmission lines. Deputy Chief Executive Officer in charge of engineering and operations, Engineer Frank Autry, raised the concern during a working visit by the Energy Committee of Parliament.
Our latest challenge over the past few years, which I think we need to mention here, is the impact of Galamsey on our transmission infrastructure. And in fact, it's near disaster because, as we talked about, the line right of way, you need to clear it so that when you need to do maintenance on the line, you can go there. Now, the right of way clearing becomes lucrative to Galamseyers, and in a number of areas, our people go and see that overnight people come and do their galamseying activities very close to our towers. Now the towers, you see them as just steel members, but they are carrying a lot of forces and weights, and so the foundation is really calculated. In fact, they do a lot of studies on the ground to design. Every tower foundation is different depending on where it is, and I'm sure these galamseyers don't know, but as you encroach close to the lines, we are coming to the point where, in fact, there are some towers that we have had to rush in to do some intermediary reinforcements. Unfortunately, there are some areas that even when our maintenance teams are going, they get shot at, and some of them have had to run away. And so we are trying to see and leverage and get engaged, because those areas is getting to points where Gridco alone cannot manage, and so we need support from all the forces to be able to manage.
You heard the Deputy Chief Executive Officer in charge of engineering and operations, Engineer Frank Autry. The Agbogbo Mafia of the Asogli State, Togbe Afede the 14th, has urged the government to strengthen institutions responsible for enforcing laws to curb corruption and its related activities in the country. Addressing participants at this year's anti-corruption forum held as part of the Asogli Yam Festival in Ho, Togbe Afede stressed that corruption weakens all sectors of national development and therefore requires a collective fight by all Ghanaians. He further appealed to contractors engaged in road projects under the Big Push initiative to deliver quality work.
To strengthen our institutions, the institutions are meant to enforce our laws. Most of them are weak. Judiciary, just name it, and etc. All have been infiltrated one way or the other and have become bastardized and unable to perform their roles in the fight for decency, in the fight against corruption. But very importantly also our attitudes. We have to change our attitudes. Sometimes we glorify wealth without thinking about how it is earned. People have the pride of place in front rows in church because they give so much money out. Nobody questions how those monies are made. We celebrate wealth without questioning how those monies come to the end. That is why we all have a role to play in the fight against corruption. We don't have to rebuild the same road, pumping money at the same spot. No, that's not what we want. So I want to urge all the contractors involved to help us realize our dreams for good and lasting roads to serve our economic development.
That was the Agboba Mafia of the Asogli State, Togbeafere the 14th. Meanwhile, the Deputy Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Mensa Thompson, noted that governance in Ghana has seen significant improvements in recent months. Speaking at the same forum, he explained that public officials are now more accountable and transparent in addressing the needs of ordinary Ghanaians.
Today, Ghanaian public leaders are more accountable and more transparent to the needs and aspirations of the people of Ghana. And that is something we cannot take for granted. We fought very hard to get here, and today here we are. But with these little successes that we've chalked cannot get us complacent. We still understand that there's still a lot of work to do to strengthen the governance of this country, to create prosperity of the people of this country. And so we are not complacent at all. We understand the obligations that the people of Ghana has placed on us as public servants. But the positions that we occupy it in the stead of Ghanaians. Because 20 million Ghanaians cannot occupy the office that we occupy. And so one of us must be uplifted to occupy that office. And the opportunity given us will not be used to lord over Ghanaians.
That was the Deputy Director of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Mensa Thompson. The National Coordinator for DRIP, Nilante Vanderpoy, has defended Ghana's decision to accept U.S. deportees, saying it reflects the country's hospitality and humanitarian values. His comments follow minority calls for the deal to be suspended, accusing government of bypassing Parliament. Speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily Show, Mr. Vanderpoy noted that under ECOWAS, the deportees remain part of the regional community.
These people are Ghanaians by nature of our West African protocols, because today we are deemed to be people of the same country, irrespective of the fact that we are from other West African countries. We're using a West African passport, which makes it easy to break the boundaries for people to travel across our countries. So there is no rigid control measures and receiving or coming in and going out of one West African country or the other. So what we are seeing is an actualization of the West African protocols that we have. But just that these people are people who are being given a humanitarian gesture from our government to pass through. And as the minister said, some of them are on transit because they are received here and they are afforded the opportunity to continue to their home country.
National Coordinator for DRIP, Nilante Vanderpoy. Now, Hallmark Cafe, one of the supporters of the 2025 City Business Olympics, is promising participants delicious meals at the event. The annual corporate sports gathering will bring together companies to compete in disciplines such as swimming, seven-a-side soccer, volleyball, lime and spoon, table tennis, chess, sack racing, and more. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, Head of Production and Operations Manager at Hallmark Cafe, Chef Rafiatu Yusuf, said participants can expect healthy meals at affordable prices.
There'll be breakfast, there'll be lunch, there'll be snacks,
everything.
There'll be desserts.
For the whole day?
Yes.
How affordable are your meals?
Very affordable.
Very.
Anyone who has been to Hallmark can testify that.
Any final words for people coming to the... So you are not participating as athletes, you are here to feed us.
Yes.
So all those who are coming from home, don't bring food, come and eat home.
Come and eat and go home.
So we have enough serving points? Do you have enough space? We have about 40 companies. So.
Yes.
Are you sure you can feed us? Chef Rafiatu?
We will feed you.
You are very sure?
Yes.
You seem very confident.
So we are actually sponsoring this event. Yes.
You are one of our key sponsors.
Yes.
So you'll be there to feed the whole country.
Yes. The whole participant.
Chef Rafiatu. Rafiatu Yusuf is Head of Production and Operations Manager at Hallmark Cafe, one of the supporting sponsors of the 2025 Citi Business Olympics. The Citi Business Olympics 2025 is powered by Citi FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Side Hustle, and it's proudly sponsored by UMB Bank and Eden Heights Sports Complex and supported by Bethel Logistics, Danpong Healthcare, and Hallmark Cafe. That's how we end the City Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Adabraka here in Accra. Do log on to our website, citynewsroom.com, for more news. I am Inosafo. Have a great day.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.